Welcome everyone, today we're going to have a guide and all you have to know for League of Runeterra. This is the latest card game made by League of Legends, and as you can see there's lots of characters from League of Legends. Getting right into it, the game is very similar to Hearthstone and we'll be using a deck as a demonstration. Within the deck, there are champions, there are units, there are spells. You can only have 6 champions in the deck. You can have up to 3 of the same cards. That means I can have 2 champions, or I can 2 champions with 3 of each of the champion. You can have any number of units or spells. There are types of spells and types of units. First, let's look at the champions. As a champion, you have a let's just put that in. So as a champion, you have a layer of things behind it. The champions can level up. So champions are basically legendaries in Hearthstone, and the champions can be made with wildcards or with the dust. You can find the dust by doing daily quests or just by opening chests as you progress into the game. The wildcards are given for the beta for now, so we have a few left. I've been using them a little carelessly. With the champion, this is the cost of summoning for any cards. This is the attack, this is the HP. The HP will go down each time you fight an enemy unless you have a special trigger of attack, which we'll go through that. The champion can level up. This is the specialty of the champion cards. With the level up condition, if you follow the condition as they level up, they gain additional level up. They gain additional level up benefits. So you always want to try to level up your champion and build around the special benefits. Here with Lucian, once you have leveled up after you have seen 4 ally or Sinner, which is his wife, dies in the combat, you can level up him and you can have the special ability for the double attack. And on top of that, we'll go through the double attack. You can have the first time any ally die in the round, you get your attack ready, which is very big for the game. Second to that, the champion cards. If you have multiple champion cards in your deck, and if you draw 2 champion cards, if one champion goes on the table, the same champion card will turn into a champion spell. Those spells are tailored against this champion, and by using the champion spell, you actually shuffle another champion into your deck, which is very crucial in multiple stages of the game and very nice to have. Lastly, the champion card also have cards that is associated to it. By right clicking onto the champion card, you can see those as well. And of course, after the champion, we have the unit cards. Unit cards are more like followers or just companions of the cards we used to fight. They have the cost, they have the attack, and they have the HP. Those units can vary. They can have special effects, like they can be especially elusive that can only be blocked by a certain unit, or they can, they can provide buffs or special effects to other units. So those are the standard minion cards, and usually the game is fought between the minion cards and the champion cards. But the biggest part about the last part of the game is spell cards. There are 3 types of spell cards. Let's go into the first type, which is a slow spell card. A slow spell card. This card is cast outside of combat of other casting, and enemy can respond. So how it works is there are 2 stages of the game, which I'll explain. There is the combat, there is the turn-based game. So each player take a turn. If I were to cast a slow spell, the enemy gets a turn and it's their time to respond. They can pick a spell that counters my spell or adjust according to my spell. So it's very real time and interactive. If I were to cast this spell, which is a 6-cost spell, enemy can cast a spell that's at a faster pace to counter this spell. So they can cast a quick or they can cast a burst spell. So the slow spells are the slowest. They cannot be cast if enemies are attacking or we're attacking, and they're usually very powerful. That's why they're slow. So those, by casting a spell card, you will finish one of your turns. So each time you play a card that is not a burst spell, you will end your turn and give the turn to the enemy. There are 2 types of the game. One is a turn, one is a round, which will go into the game as well. I'll explain that. Next part, we have the haste of speed, right? Is it haste? No, it's fast. Haste, fast. Next type of cards are fast cards. So those cards, fast spells can be played at any time. It will allow the opponent to respond, but it can be played at any time. What that means is, even if it's the opponents tend to cast a spell, if it's slow spell or if it's fast spell, I can cast another fast spell to respond to his fast spell or slow spell. It's like the second tier of the speed of the spell. By casting those spells, I can kind of adjust to enemies' decisions, and this is one of the strongest fast spell, which is Deny. I can stop a fast spell, a slow spell, or a skill. That means this can be a legendary skill, a very powerful spell, or even something that's going to affect my team. And it's very nice to have this layer of spells that's going on. And as you might have thought of it, slow spells are powerful, fast spells are rapid and responding, and the highest level of spell is actually a burst spell. The highest speed of the spell. Burst. Can't spell. Huh? There you go. Burst or burst. Here you go. A burst spell. Now, in the order of powerfulness, usually it goes with slow, fast, and burst. Burst are less powerful spells, but very fast. So with this spell, the burst spell happens instantly. The enemy cannot react, and usually because it happens instantly, it's the best used to counteract something an enemy is doing and to catch them off guard. For example, my unit has 2 health. Enemy is going to do 2 health to my unit, but my unit can be healed up to 5 health. By using a burst spell, I can counteract any of the enemy's formation or attack. Even before enemy attacks, I can use the spell. So those are your last line of reactive or counteractive strategies. The spells are very interactive, and this is the major part of the game. I went into depth for the spells and units because once we start the game, I want to show you guys how exactly this works, and by knowing this startup, it's very important. So let's get into the game. I'll use this game as a demonstration for the rest of the parts to the game. Ooh, staying warm. AI. So, at the start of the game, you get to mulligan. Mulligan means you get 4 cards, you can pick those cards and replace them. Keep in mind, you want low cost cards which are minions, which are the best. You can still keep spell cards, which usually I try to not because I want to place my minion down. So I'm keeping one of this minion, I got 2 more minions, which are 2 and 3 cost, which is great. Second part of the game is that they are rounds and they are turns. Hey Turfer, welcome. Let me get a chat for now. So what I'll do is I'll take the chat for now as we record. Hey buddy, welcome. So, with the rounds and with the turns, each time within a round, they are small turns. Each time an enemy puts down a card, it counts as a turn. And when he puts down a card, I don't have anything, I automatically pass my turn. And once each player passes their turn, it goes to the next round. You can only attack on the round you have the dagger, or you have a special ability that gives you the dagger for attack token. It's not a dagger, right? And it's a bot, so we can talk as long as we can. That's why they don't want to play against player. So during the attack phase, he can have the choice of putting down units, and once he puts down units, he engages into the battle phase. Within the battle phase, only spells that are fast and that are burst can be used. I cannot put minions down the moment he engages into battle phase. So I can't use slow spells, I can't use the normal minions to place them and then fight. So if he were to put down his units, I cannot defend. Now, within each of the turn, each time you put down a unit, it is the enemy's turn. So it goes back and forward. So by putting this down unit, it's his turn again. Even if he passed the turn, if I put down a unit, he can counteract. Here he put down a unit. This engages into the combat mode, because by spending a combat sword, he can go into the combat mode. By doing so, I have a choice. I can put down a unit to block, or I can be using spells. Of course, what you want to keep in mind is that if you're defending, the spell that says attack does not work. Notice here it says quick attack, it says while attacking. Yes, you are fighting, but you are defending. If you are defending, none of those special effects will trigger if it says while attack. For example here, with the special ability for support, you have to be attacking. Why? By attacking, you have to have the dagger. So that is a small difference I noticed after losing several times. During the combat mode, if we block the enemy, usually the damage will not be dealt to our nexus. So during the combat mode, as we fight, if there's a blocker, the damage will not be dealt to our base, and we call it nexus. And similarly, if there's some blocker against us, even the blocker dies due to spell, it will still not deal damage to the base unless it has a special ability called Overwhelm. On top of that, as we fight, as the unit loses HP, they will die. So And this is a very nice part. If you want to know what follows with what action, you can put your hand onto this eye. It will instantly shows what happens with end action and the enemy ends his action. You will not take into precaution of what happens once enemy puts under the spell, so keep that in mind. So I'm gonna click the block. Hey there, Kenneth man. Thank you so much for the sub, my friend. Hey buddy, thank you for the 5 month. We're trying to do a tutorial for this card game that came out with League of Legends. This is unbeaten right now, so after attacking, we have it as a turn because he passed his. We can pass ours, then the turn finishes, it goes to the next round. As we go up in rounds, the mana we have increased per round. For the unspent mana, up to 3 mana, it will go to the magic mana, or the spell mana, which allows us to cast spells with those excess mana. So if I were to cast a spell, I can cast a 4-cost spell, or I can cast a 3-cost minion. So here, it is my turn to attack. I'm gonna put down a unit.
Silent as death.
Yeah, hey Chrome, new game, I know. This unit have a special ability and 2. So let's go through the unit ability. We know the cost, we know the damage and HP. The unit ability is that it cannot be blocked unless the enemy is also elusive. On top of that, when she is summoned, we get another card, which is massive. Hey Rika, thank you so much for the 2 month buddy. Keep it up, thank you, thank you. Now, the enemy did just cast a spell. By casting a spell, it is a slow spell. He cannot cast this spell unless I put down a unit. So if I were to engage in combat before this, he could not cast this spell before me. So this unit will not be affected by the spell. Or, he'll cast the spell after, which is useless. By doing so, I put down a unit. That means I'm actually delaying my attack actions and giving him the chance to cast a spell. There are times which we want to attack fast, we won't even put down a unit, we just attack with whatever's on the bench. Let's look at the spell. It is a slow spell, so it will only react after I said okay. If I have anything to stop the spell, I can use it if it's worth it. The spell will deal damage if we have been 0 power or we have frozen. Usually being frozen or frostbite, we have 0 attack power, or it will just freeze us. It's okay to get frozen, so I won't mind. So I click OK, I accept the outcome for this spell. So I go to 0-1 now, which is fine. Now, the next part, I can be using my attack token. By putting down units, I engage with the combat point. If this is the case, by having 2-2 and 0-1, this will not do any damage, so I won't have him down, I just have her down. If you remember, she is elusive, so that means no one can block her. This unit is not an elusive unit, so you can't be used for blocking. Enemy used Under the Shatter, which is very strange. Oh, I see why he used Under the Shatter, because I already got 0 attack. By using Under the Shatter, he kills this unit, but it's not very worth it. Because this is a 2-cost unit, he used 4 mana to kill this unit. We want to be efficiency with mana use and the spell use. Nice thing about this game is for the mana unspent, it goes to the spell mana. You can accumulate up to 3 spell mana. So this allows you to plan things perfectly as you go into the game. Oh, what are those things? Oh, he's got this item. This card gives him 1 extra mana so he can summon more strong units. And he summoned Troop of Yokunus. Summoned each Yokunus in the top 10 cards of your deck. So he got a high roll. He got all 3 for the cost of 5 mana. Oh, he's so scary right now. How do I counteract with that? I can... How can I now? The best thing is to have my Fiona down and turn something into a spell mana.
By my honor, you must die.
So, he's gonna attack. I knew exactly. I knew it. I knew that would happen. Now we have a few choices. By putting her down, I have 1 usable mana and 1 spell mana. So that means I can kind of like wait for next round to have 2 spell mana. I'm gonna kind of accept the damage, but later we'll get him back for it. So the goal is to have my Shen next round and to have some of my units for damage next round. One question is, I can have her down and sacrifice her with a bit of the damage buff to kill one of those. It might be worth it, might not be. For me, ideally, we can delay a little bit. I think I'm okay with losing 9 HP, am I? It'll be half of my HP bar. So it's a choice. Sometimes it's a trade-off. You can take the damage or you can sacrifice units to block up. I think I'll just sacrifice one.
You cannot escape.
Sacrifice one. And quick attack. So again, I can use my burst spells because even during the fight, you can use a spell. Using the burst spell, I can give this unit another attack to kill the enemy. I'm deciding which one to give. This one will be great for offense, this one is great for defense. I'll use the defense one. It's not the best trade-off, I have to say. I'm definitely not using my Fiona because she will die against the enemy. So okay, that's why I said I've been winning with the spider deck. Oh, don't know if you can defeat my buff, shield, and deck on this one. This is a pretty strong deck as well. So Rika says, what does quick attack do? Let's have a look at quick attack. By hovering over, we can see that while attacking, strikes before the blocker. So how it works is both units will hit each other at the same time, but if you have quick attack and if you're attacking, that means you are using the sword, you will hit before them, and if they die, you don't take damage, which is very strong in terms of offense. So this is exactly what we're doing. Actually, it's working. I'll put my Shen down.
The fate of mortals and spirits falls to me.
By putting down my Shen, I give him a chance to put down this unit. So now I can commence the attack phase. I have a Shen. Shen is also a champion card. Each champion has special abilities. His special ability is to support a unit. He has to be in the attacking phase to use the support ability. By being on the left of the unit, he will support whatever is on his right. He will give them a barrier which prevents damage taken for all sorts of damage for one round. So what that means is I have my Shen down, I have my Fiona down. The Shen will be supporting her, she will have invulnerability, and she will use her special ability as Challenger. The Challenger will basically drag anyone in front of you and force them to fight you. This is very strong because there can be units you want to protect. It can be this unit you don't want to use because you will die. It can be this unit for some particular reason. It can be a Teemo, it can be a special unit. On top of that, if my Fiona kills 2 units, she will level up. If she kills 4 units in total in this game, after she will be able to win the game first, which is a win condition that doesn't require us to take down enemy HP bar. We take down enemy HP from 20 to 0, we'll kill them. So we're gonna drag one down.
Oh god!
What this happens is he's gonna give her divine shield and she's gonna kill it without taking any damage. Now on the off chance that he triggers my shield, I'm in big trouble. Oh, what's this? He's gonna give it ally 0-2 this round, so I can't kill it. That's okay. That's not the worst condition. The worst condition is he pops my shield and kills her instantly. So I'll take this. But what I can do is I can make my Shen to have the quick attack. By giving Shen quick attack and +1 damage, Shen will now do 3 damage quickly and kill the enemy before he loses any HP. So quick attack is very good. Only with attacking, yes. So my Shen got an additional 1 attack and also quick attack for just 1 round. I'm using lots of units as challengers to drag enemies towards me to forcefully kill them with Fiona. And for this round, what I'm going to do is I'm going to preemptively buff my Fiona.
My shield is yours.
By buffing her with Divine Shield, if this was a player, he would know to be worried. Because once she's got Divine Shield, I can put her down and treat anything without losing HP. On top of that, if he happened to have a spell that takes away my Divine Shield, I can use this spell card or other spell cards that gives me more Divine Shield. This one gives a shield and also give the ally +3 damage, also shuffles a Fiona into the deck. Now how did I get this card? It's because if you have multiple Fiona, the second Fiona you have will turn into this card. You can also add this card yourself. So, he put down another unit, I'm going to put down 1 to respond to that. He's not attacking. Notice that he passed. If I pass as well, that means we both pass, the round ends. So he's gonna waste his sword. But if he attacked, it's less beneficial because he gives my Fiona a level up opportunity. So that's a good II. They tapped it perfectly. But with my deck, we are already in the comfort zone. Right now we're so comfortable, we can do a lot of things. I'm gonna put down the unit. A player can only have 6 units on the playable bench, so he cannot add another unit until 1 dies. If he adds another one, I think he just disappears, or the game won't let you. If he summons one, he will die on the field. So you can only have 6 units down. By doing this, he's got a chance to do action, but I'm okay.
She can. She's not impressed.
Now with my build, it circles around giving Fiona Divine Shield, and she can drag enemy down and just kills them. I can pick whatever I drag. So I can say, I have to kill this one. Look how flexible it is. And if she kills 4 units, we instantly win the game. And on top of that, this unit will give a shield when she's summoned. Those units also drag enemies down. So it's like, I'm just telling the game, this is how I want to kill things. And if he can stop me, I have cards to counter him. So first we have the Shin, because he's a support. Gonna give Fiona the shield.
Put you down.
And she's gonna take one with the HP and attack. That's perfect for her. And then we can have this down. We could be considered killing some of his other units. We don't want to kill this one because it's got Last Breath. Last Breath will give an ability after it dies, so we don't want to kill it for him, because if it dies, he will get 2 of those cards into the deck. It's a 1 cost 5/5, very strong. So we don't need to drag this down. We can drag one of those down with no damage. I can also put this down.
You call this a fight?
I can also drag this down with no damage, or I can kill one of those. Oof. So I can always change. Now why we play with bots? Because there's no timer. First, like a player, you have limited time to make actions. If you are actually using too much time, the turn will end, it will be the enemy's turn. And if you keep this up, it will actually end the game for you, I believe, like Hearthstone. So I want to kill this one. I'm going to drag him down. Usually it's up to me to put down the units, it's up to the enemy to put down the units to where he wants to position. But having units like challengers, it allows me to tell the game which unit I want to fight, and gives us more control. So this is a very powerful tempo deck. This unit have a special ability too. It says it's a tough. It takes 1 less damage from all source. So that means if I were to deal 2 damage, I kill it. If I deal only 1, it will take 0 damage. Now that I have my units down for attacking, I have the layout ready. I'm just waiting for him to respond. I can put this down as well.
My steel is yours.
This card is not a challenger, so he can decide if he wants to block it or how he wants to block it. We're gonna press attack. It's his turn. He's gonna respond by putting 2 blockers. Hey there, Gabby. Welcome, buddy. So by doing so, he is blocking everything. Before I said okay with attack turn, I still have time to use my spell cards. And the speed of the spell cards, I can use a fast spell, I can use a burst spell. The fast spell allows us to basically do something nice, but it's too costly. I can't afford to use this spell. I can use this spell if I need to. For this round, I don't need to. But the funny thing is, if I can use this card, I can actually kill everything on the field, will instantly win the game. Because this card, it allows a battling ally, which is on the field battling, to strike everyone on the field. If Fiona strikes everyone on the field, they will all die. By killing them, she will kill 4 units and we would have won the game. Okay, so it looks fun. Yeah, it's a really fun one, Gabby, I have to say. So, you can see the bar of the ring over there. It's a special Fiona animation. By killing 4 enemies, the whole circle breaks, the game is over. I know, right? So, now it's still within the round. This round have not ended. After the battling phase, if both players have mana, it still goes until we both press pass. So, we can pass, and he'll pass. It's so lovely, Gabby, simply because it allows you to do strategies within the round, and you have so much control. The moment he makes action, I can respond. It's a different strategy, that's right. Now, this is the start of his round. By putting down a unit, I have a chance to put them on my units. I'm gonna pass. If he chooses to pass, the round ends. If he doesn't choose to pass, the round keeps going. Notice that he didn't put down units to attack, so the round ends here. If he put down units, it's my turn again. So you don't lose your turn if you pass an enemy does an action. You still get another turn. But if you pass and he passes, we both pass. It's like playing Texas Hold'em, like playing poker. If you pass, he raises, you can raise again. Oh, you know. It goes to the next level as well. Again, we have a choice of selecting our enemy.
Worthy.
We can drag the one with damage down. I can say I kill this one. Yeah. I basically tell the game which I want to kill.
Protect and strike.
The fun part here is I will show you guys a special advanced trick here. So I'm gonna press attack. It's likely he's gonna react.
They are under my protection.
Oh, my Shen leveled up. I'll show you guys. I'm very scared. Yeah. He's likely going to put down units. I expected that. So let me show you guys the Shen level up. After leveling up, Shen becomes, so this is the old Shen. He has 2 and 6, now he becomes 3 and 7, so he gets 1-1. On top of that, by leveling up, by seeing 4 allies with shield or the barrier, he becomes a super barrier. He will be giving allies a shield still next to him, and also whoever gets a shield gets a +3 on the round. So now my Fiona, if she got a shield now, she will get the +3, not before. I can see 4 enemies. I have my Fiona. I have this ultimate judgment which allows me to hit all combat enemies. By clicking onto Fiona, what's going to happen is the spell will cast first, then the fight will commence. If I was just fighting, my Fiona only kill 1 unit. That means she needs 2 more to win the game. By using this spell, I kill everything and we just instantly win the game. Let's look at animation.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
There we go, guys. She kills everything. And we break the circle. She first levels up. And the circle keeps getting broken because we killed more units. This is the best animation in the game, I reckon. Yeah, it's destructive. Yeah, this is the end game. We instantly kill no matter how much HP he's got. And that's a victory. So hopefully I ran some basic, strategies and ideas with you guys for this game using AI as demonstration. Really important to know the layout of the game, try it out, or watch a few more games to get to know it. And it's very powerful because you can, adjust to whatever is coming, and you can be planning for a lot of things. It really looks really cool, right, Wincher? And on top of that, this particular deck is built around shield, protection, and buffing and tempo control. We have spells, so I'm going to go to... I have a number of bursts, I can't see it here. So we have burst spells like Rush, we have Radiant Strike, which are burst spells to protect us. We have spells like Deny to deny enemy player. But they also decks allows for other things. For example, this is a fun deck, a meme deck. This deck uses Teemo. I'll show you guys Teemo. I made 3 Teemo, I know. By using Teemo, Teemo will place poison mushrooms into the enemy's deck. By placing the poison mushroom, each time they draw a card, there's a chance it has a mushroom, it deals damage to them. It's like a landmine. And of course, the other decks allows you to sacrifice your units or buff your units. Here, this is the deck we can be buffing our units with a variety of skills. For example, when Lucian sees some unit die, he'll be buffing himself. And on top of that, I have used a lot of units that buffs. You can see that the Omen Hawk will buff the next 2 units we get. And on top of that, we have... where is it? We have this card, which is a Starlit Seer, which buffs each time we use a spell. And there's more buffs. So basically, this is more for buffing. And this is not the strongest, but it's very fun to play as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this more comprehensive tutorial with the League of Runeterra. And let's have more games with players.